Howdy, 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 and welcome to Couch Community. What's it called? It's called Recipes of Restless. Hello, my name is Diana Nguyen, and I am your host for today's session. We are cooking live in 2 kitchens, and I am so lucky to have a professional chef in the studio with us right now. Please welcome Adrian Li.
Hello.
Welcome, Adrian. Now, Adrian, you are a chef. You have your own restaurant, which is Rina's restaurant in Armadale. What's the specialty at your restaurant? What's the cuisine?
We're doing mostly Italian with just a couple of hints of just Asian thrown in there just for fun.
Oh, awesome. And Adrian, can you tell us about you? Who are you?
Used to be in IT, but then decided to go into cookery and then haven't really looked back since.
And here you are. And you've been a guest on MasterChef for a couple of seasons, is that correct?
Just one. Back
Just
in
one.
6 years ago.
And so, for anyone who's watching live on Facebook Live, what are we cooking today? What is the dish?
So we're making a green curry. It's not a traditional green curry. It's made with apples, and if you omit the fish sauce, I think you'll be vegan.
Fish sauce. Awesome. Okay, so if anyone's watching and not understanding who I am, Adrian is the professional. I am the comedian who's going to attempt how to cook and not burn my house. So we're going to give this a go. And also, this is to celebrate, the kitchen hospitality, because right now everyone's feeling restless. Hospitality is suffering right now. So this is a really great way to celebrate the artistry in the kitchen, and I'm really grateful to have Adrian here. So, Age, how do we start? How do we start this green curry with apples?
So pretty simple. There's around 10 ingredients. We're going to get the jalapenos first, or the green chilies, whatever you have. And we're going to go to the stove and have a light little blister and roast them.
Oh, it's the stove. In a pan?
Not in a pan, just over the open flame.
Oh. No. They're all saying just roast them. Okay.
Yep, just a little bit of color, give them a bit of blackness.
Okay. How long do you stand here for?
You probably do it for until it starts turning a little bit black. You see the blisters start to form, and once they're done, I'll show you an example of one. But probably like 2-3 minutes, and then rotate them. Meanwhile, while you're doing that, you can potentially peel some shallots and start chopping them up.
Okay. What? Are you saying you have jalapenos and walk away?
Yeah. Don't even look at it. Have faith. Have faith the kitchen won't burn down, Diana.
Okay. Well, I've got an assistant.
Come on.
I'm scared. Okay, I'm looking away. All right, so jalapenos are burning. What do I do now?
Start chopping your shallots. So your jalapeno should start looking like this.
Holy shit! I'm sorry, no words. Oh my god! I'm gonna burn myself. Okay. Great. Oh wow, that's how you're doing it.
Yes, don't freak out.
Wow. Okay, so shallots, you're saying cut them up?
Yep, just give them a rough chop.
So how have you been with COVID-19, Adrian?
Well, it's been good and bad. I just had a little boy, Harrison. Hello.
Congratulations.
And normally when I work, I would probably be doing 50, 60 hours, but as a blessing, this COVID-19 thing has given me significantly less hours so I can spend time at home, chill out with mommy, chill out with Harrison, chill out with Chino, and it's given me a couple of more ideas just to see what I can do in the future.
And how long ago did you open your restaurant?
Rina's belonged to my business partner, Danny. He's cousin previously had it before him, and we took it over just almost 2 years ago, and we've been running it ever since.
Fantastic. And what's the country influence?
It's mostly Italian, but Danny's worked in Asia and I'm Asian, so we work a bit of that into it just for fun and a bit of difference. At the moment, we're doing takeaway pizzas and pasta and whatever we can rustle up.
Right. And what would you say is the number one dish at Rini's?
Danny's pastas are pretty amazing. At the moment, his pizzas are stealing the show, winning a lot of love with the Armadillians.
Yeah, and as some of you might know, I'm starting to cry. I'm a comedian, so my show at the Comedy Festival was cancelled. 600 performers, 600 shows at the Comedy Festival cancelled. So a lot of us in the same place as hospitality, we can't do anything with live audiences, and so totally understand what you've been going through. Okay, oh shit, lost my jalapeno. Is it that, Adrian? How's that?
What?
How's that?
Yeah, black is great, like this.
Black, oh black. He's really black. Okay. All right. So just keep cutting the shallots. And how many shallots do you have there?
Yeah, around 10-ish.
10-ish. So also about me as a comedian, I rarely cook. So I found with COVID-19, I found that I've been in the kitchen a lot more. I think my number one dish right now is a roast, which is quite hilarious. It's like going from one extreme to another extreme. What's your favorite dish to cook, Adrian?
You say fish or dish?
Dish.
Recently, I did sushi the other night. That was my first time doing nigiris. I think I did it okay. My wife loved it, and they look pretty, and they tasted good.
Fantastic. How many shallots do you need in this curry? Because I've got like 20 bulbs.
You roughly need around 10 only.
I think around 10. Yeah.
For the size of the recipe we're going to do.
Pardon?
For the size of the recipe we're going to do, we're only going to need around 10. And 3 cloves of garlic.
That's my shallots there. Yeah, that's how I cut my shallots, people. I told you I don't leave the kitchen. Oh, wow, that is black.
Beautiful, Diana.
Thank you. So what are you doing now, Adrian? What are you up to? Are you still doing the shallots?
Next up, we're going to chop the garlic in the same way. And then we're going to start to put stuff into the blender.
Oh, blender. Can I tell you, I've never used a blender before.
Just don't stick your hand in it while it's going. Only advice I can give you.
So just to backtrack, garlic, you just need 2 cloves, is that correct?
2-3 cloves. More if you're a garlic addict.
Yeah. Look, is it true that I want to myth the myth about garlic? I think I would still kiss someone if they ate garlic bread.
I'll kiss them all.
You would what? You would?
Yes.
Yeah,
right down there.
I'm fine with garlic bread. Like if a vampire came along, I'll be like, yeah, this is fine. Garlic bread is okay.
Wipe his mouth out with bread and bang in the mouth.
All right, so I still need to dice up my garlic, my onions. And so what are you now preparing for?
So now we're going to take the stems off the jalapenos.
Yep.
And then we can start to slice them as well.
Yep.
And place them into the bowl with the garlic and the shallots, which we will put in the blender eventually.
Okay, so garlic, shallots, they go all into the blender.
Correct.
Does it matter how big the pieces of garlic is? Because I'm really having a hard time cutting the garlic.
Just smash it up. The blender will do the most of the job. You're just chopping it down so the blender has an easier time to pulverize it.
Okay. All right.
You're doing wonderfully, Diana.
Okay, so get my jalapenos. Okay, and then cut off the stem. So if you're following this, I am really going with the flow because Adrian is just patiently waiting for me. All right, so once I've cut the stems, what do I do with the jalapenos?
Just chop them into quarters.
Quarters?
Yeah.
Oh, I've never cooked jalapenos in my whole entire life. This is amazing.
How amazing do they smell? They're smoky, they're spicy.
How do you put cheese into a jalapeno?
So we would empty out the insides like this.
Yep.
And then have like a piece of mozzarella or whatever.
Yep.
And then stuff it on the inside and then maybe crumb it and deep fry it.
Okay, cool. That sounds delicious.
You can also choose to take out some of the chilies just by slicing the jalapeno in half and either running your knife down the middle of the seeds to make it less spicy, but I like my curries with a bit of kick. Beautiful. So I will keep most of the seeds in there.
All right. So, Joe, my sister, could you plug in Joe's my housemate, because in quarantine, you're only allowed to have your housemates at home. So he's been really wonderful at helping me get ready. So here we go. It's all chopped up. What do I do now?
So next, Diana, we've got lemongrass.
Oh, lemongrass. Yep.
So on a lemongrass, you only pretty much want to use the insides of it. So we're going to take the bottom off and we'll take the top off, which will leave you with a little stick like this.
Yes.
And we're going to peel it back, probably 4 or 5 leaves. So you end up with something that's almost as thick as a pencil.
Wow. So you're really going into the lemongrass.
Yep. So the lemongrass, the outside leaves are quite fibrous and they're not going to blend very well. But when you get to the deep on the inside, you can put your fingernail into it and it should give off that beautiful fragrance that you're usually accustomed with lemongrass.
I really can smell the difference.
It's a lot nicer to eat as well.
Yeah. No, really, they look like chopsticks now. Like you can make them into chopsticks.
Yep, or drink out of it.
Oh, wait, can you do lemongrass? So like bamboo straws, you can do lemongrass straws.
You sure can.
Okay, I've got my chopsticks.
You got some tequila there?
No. After the show, I will. Here we go. All right. I can do them further. I don't want to go too far. Okay. All right. So what do I do?
Sticks like this.
Yes.
And then we're going to finally chop it as fine as you can, straight down. So you end up with little rings.
The word fine in the kitchen is not for me, but I'm going to try it.
Give it a go anyway. Have your hands go, like I was saying before, Diana, so you don't chop off your fingers. And then look straight down and move your fingers back as you go. Eventually, you won't even need to look and you can talk around and look at stuff. Or close your eyes.
How did you learn to cut, H?
Huh?
How did you learn how to cut?
By chopping my fingers a fuck ton.
Really? Gosh.
I have some great scars. I'll show you next time.
Okay. Look, I think it's like an actor or a comedian. You've got to go on stage and get heckled to be a true artist. So a chef has to nearly chop off their fingers, right?
Correct. How many times have you been heckled?
A lot. I actually enjoy heckling. I do enjoy people telling me how they feel so that I can tell them that they're feeling what they should be feeling. I like heckling back if I had to do that short term.
Yes.
Okay. All right, lemongrass done.
Cool. So did your coriander come with some stems?
Yes.
Chop the stems off.
Okay. Yep. Do we eat the stems?
We're going to put them into the curry. They're going to give us a nice, unique flavor that's not like Usual coriander.
Okay.
How do you feel about coriander? You a
I,
fan or not?
I'm okay. I'm not too fussed about coriander. However, I remember when I was a child eating pork roll, I did pull it out.
When you were a child?
Yes, when I was a child, but I can eat it now. Man, all this chopping. There's a lot of chopping and cooking, isn't there?
There is. It's pretty much chopping and then chucking on the fire, heating
I
it
think,
up.
I think that's why I love cooking a roast, because you chop when it's cooked.
What's the fork?
Yes. All right. So what do I do with the coriander and the lemongrass? Put it into the bowl.
Yeah, put it into the bowl.
This is my bowl, everyone. It's called a pot.
And then it should have some lime leaf in a small packet somewhere.
That one.
Yep.
Yep.
Add some of the lime leaf into the bowl as well. They should give off a really nice fragrant smell. If you crush it in your hands, yep, that's it.
Okay. Great. Crush it.
Yep, add like 4, 5, 6, 7 leaves in there.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Yep. 5. Yep.
Yep. And now we can start to place everything in the blender.
All right. So over here is my blender. Yep. Put it in.
Yep. Place
Right.
everything in. And the last step is we're going to add a teaspoon of
Yes.
turmeric powder. This will help bring out the greenness in your curry.
Yep. So you mean the whole bag?
No, a teaspoon. Definitely not a whole bag.
All right, here we go. Into the thingamajiggy.
Yep, into the blender bowl.
Great. Fish sauce.
Nope, no fish sauce yet. We're going to start taking this to the blender. For those who are listening at home, it might get a bit loud. So either turn off your speakers or walk away.
All right. I think I know how to use the blender.
So when you're going through a paste, you want a nice fine paste.
Yeah. And all the ingredients in this blender is from ARC Asian Groceries. Thank you so much for helping us and sponsoring us the program today to make this green curry. So
Thanks,
ARC Asian Groceries, all in the blender right now. Here we go.
Yep. Place a bit of oil into the blender as well. Just to start to lubricate and start things off.
How much oil?
Yeah, a good drizzle.
Okay, that was a drizzle. Joey, my assistant's just watching me in fear right now. He has to eat this later.
And we're also going to start heating up our pot as well. We're going to put it onto a medium heat and put a dash of oil in there also.
Okay. Is that pot too big
Where?
compared to my face?
No.
Okay. All right. Pot is on. And so what have you been doing to keep yourself busy with the restaurant now doing takeaways? What has Rina's been doing? Like, what have you been doing to keep yourself busy?
I've been just teaching myself different cuisines, learning different pasta shapes, new ways of cooking, and just experimenting basically.
Right. Yeah, I've been doing a lot of TikTok dancing, so that's been fun. That's been keeping me busy.
I do love dancing.
If anyone here is on TikTok, just let us know. And if you have any questions about the show, or about anything that we're doing with the food right now, just put in the comments. All right, Adrian, press it.
Yep. Blend it. blend so well, so you might want to get a spoon in there and start jiggling it around.
Huh?
Get a spoon,
Yes.
stick it in there and jiggle it around.
Oh, okay.
Don't stick your hand in there. Take your time to get a nice smooth paste.
Yeah.
Make that smoothie. Just don't make it.
The blender's not working.
Add more oil, Diana.
No, my blender's not working. Do I have to blend it with my own hand?
Oh no. Joe, give her a hand. How you going, Diana?
Nah, it's not blending.
Add more oil.
I did. Like how much more oil?
Another cup.
Oh, no. Okay.
I'll tell you when. Just keep pouring.
Okay, all right, okay.
Keep going.
All right, I'll just mix it up like you said before. So I'm always a step behind Adrian for all the newbie cookers. I'm representing you guys. Okay, I'll do another blend.
So you looks like this, Diana.
All right, beautiful. All right, yep, got it.
Cool. Nice and smooth.
Yes.
Perfect. Now we're gonna take it over to the pot.
Yep.
We're gonna test the pot, put a dab in there and see if it starts to sizzle.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. Now put the rest in there. You should immediately start smelling all those beautiful smells.
Yeah.
The lemongrass, the coriander, the shallots.
So we have Hien Blackmore asking, if you haven't got lime leaves, could you pick leaves off a lemon tree?
No, they have a different taste, but you can omit the lime leaves if you want. The lime leaves give off specific Thai kind of taste to them.
Great. All right. So that is in there. So just give it a nice stir.
Yep. Keep giving it a nice stir.
Yep. So I've just learned about the blender. If you just was watching the mayhem, blenders need liquid to blend. Okay, everyone.
Diana, is your oven preheated to 200 degrees?
Yes, it is.
It is. Excellent.
Yep. The oven, the bun in the oven. Not really, am I? And so, what you just keep stirring this mixture, do you?
Pardon?
You just keep stirring this mixture.
Yep, keep stirring the mixture. Make sure it doesn't stick, and you'll start to smell, and you see the color of it start to darken, and the house will start to smell very, very good.
Oh, it smells amazing. And I can just show, everyone can see Adrian's view, but this is my view. I've never made green sludge before. This is
There's no need to buy curry paste. What we just did there took less than 10 minutes, and it's the better curry paste than what you can get in the jar.
Hey, that's a good point, because I think a lot of people, when they're in COVID-19 or when people are working, there's an idea of instant cooking. And I have to say, I'm part of that little cohort as well. Why would you recommend people not to use jars?
For one, the glass jars. Why would you want to buy something that you can just easily make at home just by buying fresh ingredients? These jars, you never known how long they've sat on the shelf for, when they were made, or what's actually in them. But when you're creating it yourself, it's just a sense of pride, and you actually know what's going in there.
Yeah. That's what I have found with COVID-19, of being quarantined, and about being restless. Like, I have found myself being in the kitchen a lot more and taking time to cook. We also have a question as well for our audiences. Have you been cooking at home, or have you been ordering Uber Eats? And my also question is, how much have you spent on Uber Eats, if you have been spending money on Uber Eats or Deliveroo or any other delivery app? Do you order Uber Eats, Adrian?
Sometimes, usually late at night.
Yeah.
Getting home at like 1 or 2 a.m., sometimes you just need some Maccas.
So how many hours a week do you work in the kitchen? Like 60 hours, you said?
60, 70 hours is probably not uncommon for most people in hospitality.
Yeah. And, you know, when you were on MasterChef and you were watching the contestants cook, you know how they do those challenges? Like, cooking is when you're in the kitchen and putting ingredients in, but it's the prep, isn't it? Like, you're in the kitchen prepping before the restaurant opens.
The prep is probably 90% of the way. Prep is most important just because it makes a service easier. Like, sometimes you might sit in a restaurant and you might feel that there's a lot of time between courses. That's only because that if the prep is done well beforehand, it just helps the people cook during a service and get the food out in a timely manner.
Well, like being a chef, like for me to write my comedy show, it was like a 4 to 5 month process, and a lot of people don't understand that there is process. So yeah, I totally understand being a chef. Spend 90% prepping. That's crazy. That's your hours of your week.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of hours.
Yeah.
So right about now, you should notice that the curry paste is becoming a darker green color, and it might be starting to stick. So you can lower the heat to around halfway.
Yep.
And let it continue cooking. Meanwhile, we can start to peel some apples.
Okay.
To stick in this curry.
And what was the inspiration for the apple sauce? The apple base. Would you call it the base?
The inspiration was I had a curry and I had an apple in my mouth at the same time, and someone fed me a curry. And I thought the two worked very well with each other, and I decided to create a curry paste that could easily incorporate apples in there to bring out the vibrantness of a Granny Smith apple.
Right, and so we're using Granny Smith apples, not the red ones. Is there a reason why these are actually sweeter?
The Granny Smith apples offer a freshness and a sourness that I like. That goes well with this curry.
Yep. And
it works very well with seafood. You've got crab, scallops, fish. I prefer that with other than like a chicken or beef or prawns.
We've got a shout out from Ryle Doro. I've been cooking more, but also simulating the economy by getting takeaway food. When we are not under house arrest, I'll never buy takeaway. And apples, what do you do with the apples once you've peeled them?
Once you peel them, you just want to chop them into, take all the sides off them.
Oh man, more chopping.
Chopping is good, Diana. Knife skills are important.
I have to say, this is a lot of biceps and arm work at the moment. Yep, that's the apple. Okay, keep cutting them up. Alright.
Apples are chopped, set them aside.
Yep.
And your curry paste should be ready to add the next set of ingredients. So next up, we're going to add some apple juice.
Ooh. I'll do that 2 shots. Here we go.
And some Cara coconut cream. I like to use Cara because it has a bit of thickeners in there, and the thickeners help with the curry and give you a really nice, rich mouthfeel.
And to our audience watching, do you like red apples or green apples? I prefer the Fuji apples for some reason. Yeah, I just enjoy the taste when I eat them. All right. So Adrian hasn't popped that in yet. I'll just cut these apples up.
I'm a huge fan of jazz apples myself.
Wow. Thanks for doing this with me because I love my green curries, but I've just never ever learned how to do it. So, whoa. It's a lot of movement. It's like a dance in the kitchen, really.
It is. Once you add the apple juice, you can add some of the palm sugar and the coconut cream with it.
How much of the apple juice do you put in? Like one bottle?
Yep, 1 bottle.
And how much of the palm sugar should I put in, Adrian?
Just half for now.
Half. Okay. And what is palm sugar? I've just learnt what it is. Like, just know that it existed, sorry.
You should have something in the pot after you stir.
How much of the milk did you put in? The cream, sorry.
Probably 2 cups.
Okay. Yeah. I just pretended that was 2 cups.
No right or wrong, Diana. It's whatever your instincts say. Add it in.
So what do I do with the apples?
So the apples, they're going to, once the curry cooks down and reduces by half, we're going to blend the apples together.
Yep.
Into the curry.
Oh, more blending.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
More blending.
Awesome. Learning up. That's it. All right. So right now, I'm just going to make sure that. Oh, this is so green. Wow. You can actually see how healthy this curry is. Wow.
Describe what you're smelling, Diana.
Sorry?
Describe what you're smelling.
Oh my goodness. Oh, you know when they bring out the Thai restaurant curry and the smell, the leaves are coming out. The leaves, I can really smell the leaves blended with the coconut because I love coconut cream and milk. It really, oh my God, it's so good. So good.
Yep, so wash out your blender jug, Diana.
Yep.
Or Joe. Give her a hand.
Okay, thanks, Joe.
When did you start acting and doing comedy, Diana?
Sorry?
When did you start acting and doing comedy?
I've been a child actor for most of my life. I went to study at university, and this year is my 15th year in the industry. So I originated as an actor, but got into comedy with Fee and Me, which is the first ever Vietnamese Australian family comedy series on the internet. And
I went to the very first Free and Me down when you did it at that place in the city, when you walk up the stairs and above Creeper Cafe.
Gilbert Lane.
Yes.
Yes. That was 2011. It was, and thank you so much for your support, because we were testing out something new, and you know, it was
very
amazing. Oh, thank you. I'm glad we sold out as well. I made some money from it. But yeah, I've been doing stand-up for the last 5 years. So my show, Checks and Keanu Reeves, was cancelled because of COVID-19, and we had to. You can't have 50 people sitting next to each other, and that's no way social distancing at all.
Tell me what was Chasing Keanu Reeves about?
Chasing Keanu Reeves was about, well, if you think about Keanu Reeves, and I've become so fascinated with him, he's become a bit of a cult figure. Like, he's had this amazing revival, and there's this really sad picture of him on a bench, and it was a meme that went viral 2 years ago. And when I saw that meme, I was like, I want to have your babies. Because I saw his sadness, his empathy to the world, I was like, that's the father of my children.
What did the meme say?
Pardon?
What did the meme say?
The meme was just him sitting sad on a bench and a panda sitting next to him.
That's interesting. I'll have to look it up later.
Okay, we've got Ryle Doro asking which venue was Diana scheduled to perform at the comedy festival. So this year was my first year to be in a managed venue, and I was going to perform at the Greek Centre. And yeah, I was actually doing 2 shows and producing the venue. So this year was a really big year. I went all in. We're talking about being in the kitchen cooking. I was all into the comedy. So it's been pretty devastating. But you know what? Like the show Recipes for the Restless, it's allowing me to have some fun and do something different that I wouldn't have done, which is cook with Adrian Li.
Are you having fun?
I am. I'm curious how this will taste.
Give the curry a bit of a taste now. Tell me what you're tasting.
Okay, see, this is where Gordon Ramsay would hate me. I hate tasting while cooking.
It's okay, I won't call you idiot sandwich.
All right, so this is the curry. How do you not burn yourself?
My mouth is made from asbestos.
Wow, that's intense.
Yep.
Wow.
So, what do you think it needs? You think it needs a bit more sugar? Needs a bit of salt?
I don't know. I've never tasted food before. But it's really
the flavor.
It's spicy. My God, the jalapenos are magical.
Yeah, they give off a nice heat that's not too aggressive and doesn't blow your mouth out. It's just like a nice warmness to your mouth.
Oh my goodness, the jalapenos are amazing. That's mind blowing. Lockie has asked, my palm sugar isn't really melting. Is that okay?
Just smash it up a bit. Once the heat starts to get through it, it'll start to dissolve.
So before we start the show, Adrian gave me 5 minutes to smash up this palm sugar. And you really just have to use the blunt side and just hack it. And that's how you get it all crumpled. And then you shred it. Yeah, thanks for joining us, Lockie. And thanks for audience watching in as we try to cook this green curry. And thanks to JT Productions for producing this show, Recipes for the Restless. It's been such a wonderful association and play to do this with you guys. And last week, I think they cooked cakes, delicious bakery desserts. And this week we're cooking a curry. I think next week we're cooking an appetizer maybe. We're going backwards. All right, what's next?
Next, we're going to start the fish diner.
Ooh.
So get a non-stick pan if you have one.
Yep.
And put a bit of oil on it and turn the heat up to high. For you the ones we're watching, we're going to add a bit of salt to the skin. A decent amount of salt. The salt helps for barramundi. It's a very easy fish to cook. It has a lot of forgiveness if you ever cook it. It stays moist, it's very meaty, and it's got a beautiful earthy flavor that goes very well to counteract with the herbs and the apples and the sweetness in this curry. So Diana, put some salt on top on the skin.
Yeah. I don't have salt. I think there is some salt.
So you don't have salt?
Okay, you're gonna learn something about me. I don't put salt and pepper in my food.
Ever?
Yeah.
The crime, Diana. Making me sad.
Wow, that's on record. That's on live as well. You just heard that I don't put salt or pepper on my food.
That meme of Keanu Reeves looking sad, that is me right now with your lack of salt and pepper.
All right. All right, so what are you doing?
If you have salted your fish, we're going to wait till our pan is nice and hot.
Yep.
And we're going to place the fish skin side down. It will crackle and spit a little bit, but that's okay. And you're going to stand there, turn the heat down to a medium, and hold the fish down with your hand or a pot just on top. And that should give you a nice surface area contacting with the pan to give you a nice crispy skin. You do need to preheat your oven to 200 degrees. If you haven't done that, please do so now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now check if our pan is hot enough. Not quite yet. But the curry, you should notice, has turned quite pale, and it's like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle color.
It's really pretty, this green. It reminds me, since everyone has a view of Adrian's, that's my view. Oh my God, it's so good. Okay, all right.
Now the fish down to the pan. I can hear that beautiful sizzle.
Fish on the pan.
Inside.
Huh?
Inside. We're going to turn the heat down.
Yeah.
And just hold the fish there without hand. Or you can get a pot, cold, and just place it on top and balance the fish. Balance the pot on top of the fish.
All right.
And you're going to feel the texture of the skin.
Yep. This is
And once it stops, you can let go.
Yep. This is the weirdest thing ever. You're telling me to put a pot on my fish.
And balance it.
Wow.
You only need to do it for maybe like 2-3 minutes.
Okay. Wow. And also we want to mention thank you to Casamento Photography for letting Adrian use his studio. So Adrian is in a studio. I'm in my home kitchen. We are social distancing with this show, making sure that we are keeping safe and healthy. And I hope all of you at home are doing the same thing too. And we got Darcy, a fan, asking, what's the best way to test if your own is hot enough? We'll find out what that means, what your own is.
What's the question, Diana?
I'll find out we'll just wait for our production team for the actual question.
Yeah. So if you're a vegetarian, with tofu or tempeh, you can just stir fry it and cook it however you like, and then you can just add it to the curry afterwards.
Well, I've never done that. Like, I feel like with a DJ.
If you're okay with fish sauce, if you're a vegetarian, you can add it in, but otherwise a couple of dashes of soy sauce will do the same trick.
And why did you pick this fish sauce? Because I usually do the crab one.
You can use the crab one. I've just used this growing up, and it's probably my most familiar with the taste and how salty it is.
Yeah. And what's your stance on fish sauce in lasagna?
I'm all for it. Like what we do at Rina's is we adding Asian ingredients to Italian ingredients to give it just that bit more umami, depth of flavor, just a bit more interesting than your usual bolognese. It's not as light. So when you come out, you can't cook it at home. Sometimes you have a taste of our sauces and it's got that little bit of extra something. It's probably an Asian ingredient.
Hey, high five, because when I would cook fish sauce lasagna, people like mocks me.
Fish sauce is a great flavor enhancer. It's better than adding MSG into your food.
There you go. Bam. Okay, so Darcy Fan asks, what's the best way to test if your pot is hot enough?
Usually the oil, you'll see the smoke start to rise out of the oil, or just holding your hand over the top of it, or putting a tiny piece of whatever you're cooking into it, and you'll hear the sizzle. The sizzle usually means it's hot enough.
Okay. And we've got Laura asking, could you serve this dish with rice and noodles?
I prefer it with rice. And noodles, yes.
And with your rice, do you have a rice cooker at home?
Yes, I have a rice cooker at home. It was my baby business, Harrison. I love the rice cooker.
Yeah, what's your stance on risotto?
Risottos are one of my favorite things to eat, but only if it's done well. I like my risotto more runny. No cream in there, only butter. And
I'm not a fan of risotto because I think I've eaten too many risottos where the risotto's not being done well and it's a bit wet.
tastes it more like congee.
Yeah, and it reminds me of congee because I only ate congee when I was sick when I was a child. So
Yeah, that was my issue when I first started having risottos as well.
Yeah.
They reminded me of congee too much.
Why would you spend $25 on congee? I didn't get it. All right.
How's
So-
the fish looking, Diana?
Good. Wait, do I flip it over or just wait for it?
You can take the lid off, the pot off the top of it if it's still on. So we're not going to flip this fish. We're just going to place it straight into the oven for roughly 8 minutes. We can have a sneak peek if you have a butter knife. Slide it underneath the skin and take a look. And you should start seeing a bit of brownness around the edges. Indicating that you have crispy base of the skin.
Wow, this is so cool. I've never fish in the oven before.
I'm going to put my fish in there. That's 100 degrees. And I'm going to finish with curry.
Adrian, I've got a question for you. How do you cook? Sound disturbance. That's an interesting sound. Adrian, how to cook tofu if they are doing a vegetarian version?
Sorry, Diana, the connection is breaking up a little bit right now. I can't really hear you.
Okay, so I think we've got a bit of a sound. That's an interesting sound. Anyway, I'm just going to keep setting my fish.
So for those of you at home, we're moving on to our next step. You can still see me or hear me. We're going to we're going to pour the curry into the
Okay, and you're saying put it into. Oh, oh my god, this is really.
And then we're gonna add maybe 50 mils of fish sauce. And just 1 lime to begin with.
So put some fish sauce in. Great. And that's a lime. You squeeze it in. Okay.
So in here we've got fish sauce, lime juice, the green apples, and the curry base.
Yep.
We're taking the blender. So can I get that again?
Yeah. All right. So I've never put up the stuff. Okay, so Adrian, what are we doing now? Okay, turn it on. Oh, here we go. All right, back again. Okay. All right, so guys, this is a spinach smoothie. If you'd like to have some. So if you're just joining us, we are making a green curry with Adrian Li. We're just having a bit of a tech problem. It's when you go live, these things happen. So please bear with us. I think I need to turn off my fish because I think it really cooks now. And we're just gonna wait for Adrian to come back online. All right, so if you've just joined us, it's a green curry influenced with apples. So we've been using apple as the base of this curry. I've just learned so much that you can use jalapenos. I've never cooked jalapenos before. I'm learning how to cook. This is my kitchen. So this is recipes for the Restless. I've been cooking more than I've ever cooked in my life during COVID-19. And let us know if you've been cooking more than you've ever had, or before COVID-19, were you eating out, supporting hospitality here in Melbourne? It's so strange because Melbourne is the city of the arts, Melbourne is the city of hospitality, good coffee, good brunches, and sending all our love to the community, to the Melbourne community, and to the world if you're watching from another place. Everyone is in this together for the first time in the world. We are holding each other's hand, and we're going to get through this. And with this show that we're doing here, Recipes for the Restless, it's bringing some joy into your living room as well, trying to cook food. Now we're just waiting for Adrian to come back on because my salmon, I think my barramundi is ready to go. A question out there to our audience: what have you been doing to keep busy during COVID-19 in isolation? We would love to find out how you are dealing with it, processing it. I've just processed apple sauce and fish sauce in this blender. How are you processing and how are you keeping healthy? And I wish I was running this cooking show by myself, but Adrian, we're just having a technical glitch. He's in another studio away from me so that I don't burn and kill him. But I'm going to assume if Adrian was here, that I'm going to take the barramundi off the stove and I'm going to put it into the oven. What do you think, Joe? Yes. So I have gotten this tray ready and we're going to scoop this barramundi out. Oh wow, look at that. I have never cooked a barramundi in my whole entire life. All right, I'm going to assume I'm going to put it in the oven. And I'm just going to drop it down to 170. Hi, Age.
Hey, Diana, I'm back. How are you going?
Yeah. Good. I just put the barramundi in the oven.
Amazing. Next, grab your Thai basil and coriander leaves.
Yes.
And then we're going to put it into the blender as well and start the blender again to make the color of the curry a bit more green.
Do you slice them?
Add the taste of the basil.
Do you cut them up?
You don't need to cut them up. Just scrunch it up in your hand. You can give it a rough chop if you want.
Yeah. Okay. And chuck it in?
Yep, chuck it in.
Wow. He's blending right now. Adrian, apples are meant to be blended.
Diana, how are you going?
Wow. Okay. So Adrian, apples are meant to be blended too?
Correct. The apple helps to thicken the curry and give it a nice, tangy, fresh mouthfeel.
Yeah, it's all in here. And Lockie has asked Diana, can you share with us any fun cooking stories from your own kitchen disasters and triumphs? I've got a funny story. Bit crazy. So I had a busy morning and I went and boiled eggs in the pot, then went into my bedroom, then left the house and went to work. An hour later, I got a phone call from the fire brigade saying that I had left a pot of eggs in the kitchen and it had started a fire in my stove. And they had to like get through the door and the eggs had popped up to the ceiling and it somehow turned itself off. So when I got home, the house smelled like eggs. And when I looked up, there was this brown egg burn up on the ceiling.
Oh my God.
And luckily the neighbor was home because she smelled smoke, the egg smoke coming down her corridor. Oh my God. I could have burnt down a whole complex.
That would have been a great story to tell the grandkids.
Thank you. I might actually tell it for my comedy show next year.
Speaking of that, are we going to see VME return for us after this?
So we are in talks to write Fee and Me season 2. It's been such wonderful reception about Fee and Me, number 1. You can check it out at www.feeandme.tv. This is my show here. If you can see it. Oh, no, over here. Fee and Me. Just put a .tv on it. Yeah, we're hoping to make season 2. Season 1 took us 5 years to make. So we're hoping that season 2 doesn't take that long.
And maybe a Netflix special as well?
Come on. It is, yes.
You deserve it, Diana. You deserve it.
Thank you. All right, so what's next? After the blending and this barramundi in the oven?
Yep, so the herbs are all blended and well incorporated into there.
I hope so.
Yep. Open the lid, give it a taste.
Oh no, I hate this thing. tasting. Well, for first time, it's pretty good. I feel like I might.
The lightness that the apple has given it, and then it's got the green curry flavor, but then it's just something a bit more different.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'm just happy with whatever I just made.
Is it edible?
Yes. If I dropped it.
Edible?
Okay. What's next?
Next, we're gonna pour it back into the pot.
Pour all the contents into the pot.
Yep, or however much you want to eat currently.
And so how do you preserve, when you cook this fresh, how do you preserve the curry?
I would personally just make the paste and put it in the freezer or put it in the fridge. And then when the time comes, I would make the curry from scratch. So you have that nice vibrant mouthfeel and the nice vibrant taste in the colors of the curry.
Ah, so the paste was what we made in the beginning. The shallots, the jalapenos, that's the paste.
Correct.
Oh, wow. I'm learning stuff today.
So you don't actually need to buy jarred paste. You can just make the paste, freeze it into little cubes, or keep it in the fridge. It should last a week or two, but in the freezer it should last a couple of months.
Wow, I'm learning stuff. This is so cool. You can put paste in the freezer. Okay, great. Okay, what do we do now?
So we're gonna add to taste, bit of pepper, bit of lime juice,
Yes.
and a bit more fish sauce if you need it.
Yeah. I think maybe I put too much fish sauce because maybe that's why it's got a bit of a taste in it. It's interesting.
Add more lime juice then. Balance it back out.
Very my assistant, do you have pepper?
Yes, I do season my food.
If you've just caught up, Adrian's just found out that I don't put salt and pepper in my
your food. Very upsetting.
Okay. Wow. I just have to give you a view of how messy my workstation is. If I was on MasterChef, this would not be acceptable.
I can't see it right now. I don't want to see it either. So the fish is probably ready to come out of the oven, Diana.
Yes.
Fish doesn't need that long. Usually people think that it takes ages, but hammering a piece of fish is only going to ruin it. As you can see here, we've taken our fish out of the oven. We're flipping it over and then exposing the pan side down to air. It should immediately crisp up. You should have a nice golden brown across the top, and if you listen carefully, it should be firm and nice and crispy.
Okay. Yep.
How's she looking, Diana?
I think I'm just impressed that this is even happening. So that's what my barramundi looks like. Does it need anything else in there?
Looks beautiful. Get a plate, Diana. We're gonna plate up.
Oh my god, I love this bit in MasterChef. All right, plating up. Yeah, plate up.
Got a nice plate, Diana?
Yes, don't look at my workstation. Yes. Okay.
So for me, I have just a bunch of herbs that we found outside the studio. We've got some what looks like fennel, a bit of sorrel, and some coriander and Thai basil left over from the curry. And we're just gonna mix it around and make a little bit of a light salad with some apples, that I've just cut into batons from the cores. And this, we're gonna start by placing the fish into the middle of the plate.
Oh my God. Putting the fish into the middle of the plate. Yes?
And then we're gonna get our curry, nice vibrant green curry.
Why do you use a spoon to do that? Why don't you just pour it in?
Just a force of habit. Usually just pour it in and place it on top is what normal people would do. But in the kitchen, I just like to have a bit more care and place it around the fish with a spoon.
Because I gotta say, this is a lot of bicep work right now. Like if I had known that I would be holding about 2 liters of liquid in my right hand. Okay. And then just you're saying make it pretty by putting some coriander leaves on there.
Pretty much. Make it pretty by putting some stuff around the outside.
Yeah. Oh, you're definitely going for this right now. Okay. Who asked, can you ask Adrian why he doesn't cook with chopsticks?
Cooking with chopsticks. Truth is, my chopstick skills aren't as good as hers. And I cannot bring myself to cook with chopsticks because it's a little embarrassing.
Okay. Is this now where we show our work?
Yes, Diana. Let's see what you got.
Okay. All right. So avoiding my workstation, this is what I've made. Hey, same, but different.
Looks wonderful, Diana.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's all about the taste.
Oh, well, that's something I'm not sure about, but we'll go with it. So I've just recycled the leaves, the shallots. I've actually peeled a lot of shallots by accident. And wow, and it smells delicious.
Give it a taste.
So you actually want me to taste it? Okay.
Yeah.
And thank you so much to Casamento Photography and ARC Asian Grocery for your support, for sponsoring us today and helping us.
Thanks, guys.
Oh my God. It's so good.
Edible?
Oh my God. Oh my God, the barramundi, dude. Oh my God. Oh, so good.
Yep,
so
there's no reason why you should be buying jarred paste or curries from anywhere else.
oh my goodness.
It took us less than an hour.
We've got Sue asking, would the curry sauce freeze well?
The curry sauce would freeze okay, but you'll lose the vibrantness that you get when you cook it fresh.
Oh my goodness, I just learned how to make barramundi. Adrian Li, thank you so much for teaching me how to cook a green curry influenced with apple juice sauces. Is that right? Did I say it correctly?
Close enough.
Close enough. And we've made it with barramundi, but you can cook it with any type of meats or tofu. And make sure, I think there's 3 tips that I would say for anyone cooking. Make sure they have liquid when you're blending, when you're using a blender. When you're cooking a fish, use a pot lid to help cook the barramundi. I think that's why it's got that steam feeling to it, like there's a fried steam feeling to it. And number 3, you can freeze your paste. You can freeze your paste in the freezer, so you can use it, and then you just make your curry sauce fresh again. So thank you so much for joining us. Adrian Li, thank you so much. Thank you to JT Productions. Thank you to ARC, Asian Groceries, and Casamento Photography. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next week. Sign up to the Couch community for our next event. We're cooking again. See you soon. Bye. Oh my God, this is so good. I'm so surprised.